It is my pleasure to introduce you to this brand new video. At this time, there are a lot of people who assert that they are able to foretell the future, but the majority of them are either vague or untrustworthy. Nevertheless, there is one name that sticks out above all the others, and that is Michel de Notre Dame, who is more often known as Nostradamus. This French astrologer, chemist, and physician lived in the 16th century. He is credited with writing mysterious quatrains that are supposed to have the ability to foretell significant historical events. These occurrences include the rise and fall of empires, battles, natural disasters, and even the end of the world. There are some of these prophesies that have not yet come to pass, but there are others that have turned out to be astonishingly accurate. In any case, what does Nostradamus forecast for the year 2024? In this video, we will discuss 10 of these predictions that have the potential to come true in the year 2024, as well as the potential repercussions that these prophecies may have for both humans and the environment. One of the more enigmatic prophecies made by Nostradamus is that a new pope would be elected in the year 2024. Pope Francis, who is now serving as the leader of the Catholic Church, is already in his late 80s, and recent health issues have prompted concerns about his ability to make it to the end of his life. The possibility that Pope Francis would pass away or resign in 2024, which would then result in the election of a new pope, is therefore not completely out of the question. In one of his quatrains, Nostradamus projected that the new pope would diminish his position and retain this role for a very long period. He stated, "At the death of an old pontiff, a Roman of good age will be elected." He predicted that the new pope would keep this job for a very long time. The precise meaning of the word "weaken his position" is still up for discussion, despite the fact that the nomination of a younger and more active pope would appear to be positive for the Church. Is it possible that the Church will see a decline in its power, or that a significant debate will emerge? The phrase, "He will not be the chosen Roman pontiff, he will not be heard either from near or from far," may alternatively be interpreted as a suggestion that the next pope will be met with opposition and criticism from both inside and outside of the Church. After receiving the blessing of a great monarch, a youngster with dark skin will hand over the purse to another child with red skin. This allusion to a youngster with a dark complexion might be seen as a sign that the future pope will be a cardinal from Africa or Asia who would be supported by a powerful authority figure, either a religious or secular leader. If this were to occur, it would be a significant historical shift for the Church, which has been governed by Europeans consistently for centuries. A war between the United States of America and China is one of the most cryptic prophecies that Nostradamus made. This war is between the United States of America and China. It is a common proverb that "the enemy of my friend is my enemy," and although this has not yet come to pass, Nostradamus foretold that in the year 2024, a horrific naval conflict would happen, which would produce terror and panic throughout the maritime community. He also foretold that the Red Enemy, which may be China, would be pale and trembling, as he stated in his book The Prophet, which was released in the year 1555. The Chinese president, Xi Jinping, whose name may be read backward as Mao, has been linked to the leader of this red adversary, who Nostradamus referred to as Mabus. This connection has been proven by a few interpreters. It is possible that a confrontation between the United States of America and China may break out in the year 2024 for a variety of reasons. One of them is the disagreement about Taiwan, which is an island that China regards to be a part of its territory, but which the United States of America respects as a democratic form of government. A number of times, China has threatened to use force in order to reclaim Taiwan, and it has increased the number of military drills it conducts near the island. On the other hand, the United States of America has made a commitment to safeguard Taiwan and has provided the island with a substantial amount of weaponry and equipment amounting to billions of dollars. A straightforward error or provocative act might be the spark that sets off a quarrel in this tight and unpredictably volatile scenario. One further thing that is causing stress is the ongoing trade war that has been going on for a number of years and has been detrimental to the economies of both countries. A wide range of industries, including agriculture, technology, and energy, have been impacted as a result of the tariffs and penalties that the United States and China have imposed on each other's goods and services. This trade war has not only helped to exacerbate the enmity and mistrust that exists between the two nations, but it has also contributed to economic instability and uncertainty on a worldwide scale. The trade war has not been settled despite the fact that there have been several rounds of conversations and negotiations, and it has the potential to grow into open violence. Last but not least, there is rivalry for leadership on a worldwide scale, notably in the fields of technology, security, and human rights. The United States of America and China are engaged in a competition for dominance in a number of domains, including cyber warfare, artificial intelligence, space exploration, and nuclear weapons manufacturing. These issues continue to be touchy and difficult to address, despite the efforts that Vice President Joe Biden of the United States of America made in 2023 to enhance United States-China ties. Taiwan, fentanyl, and climate change were some of the topics that were discussed during his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in November 2023. However, despite their efforts, they were unable to strike a meaningful deal, and tensions continued to be high. The conference, which appeared to be more of a diplomatic move than a genuine attempt to address concerns, was overshadowed by charges of cyber attacks, abuses of human rights, espionage, and sabotage that were leveled against each other. In the year 2024, if Nostradamus is correct, the world may be witness to a conflict that is very destructive between the United States of America and China. Over the course of the last several decades, China has witnessed a tremendous increase in both its economic and military might, which will ultimately lead to China's dominance of the world. This pattern does not appear to be winding down anytime soon, despite the fact that the globe is becoming more linked. Despite the fact that it is now the country with the second largest economy in the world, China is rapidly expanding its cultural and economic impact around the globe. The nation is making amazing advancements in the domains of science and technology, such as the construction of the biggest radio telescope in the world and the launch of the first quantum satellite. The most popular mobile games are produced in China, and the country is home to the largest film industry in the world. China has also a significant effect on worldwide culture and entertainment. It was foretold by Nostradamus that China will continue to accelerate its ascent to prominence and eventually overtake the United States as the most powerful nation in the world. At a time when China is at the forefront of international trade, diplomacy, and security, the established order of the world may be subject to substantial disruption. There is still a lot of uncertainty over whether or not this development will result in world peace or bloodshed. It was said by Nostradamus that the empire of the great city will not allow the corrupt practices of the great leopard. Some people believe that this phrase is a reference to the United States of America, while others view the great leopard as a symbol of China. Some people believe that Nostradamus was only alluding to an eccentricity when he said, "Its armies united from the east will force it to face a scarlet red enemy." Others believe that the giant leopard might be a funny allusion to a popular Chinese beverage known as leopard milk tea. Regardless of the circumstances, it is unquestionable that China is destined to emerge as the next global superpower. Humans might live between 150 and 170 years. One of the most intriguing forecasts for the year 2024 is the likelihood that the average lifespan of a human being could increase to between 150 and 170 years. In one of his quatrains, Nostradamus wrote, "Man will live for more than 100 years when he has advanced in the sciences. Men will walk on the moon, on the stars." This statement could be interpreted as a reference to developments in medicine and biotechnology that could allow for the addition of several decades to the average lifespan of a human being. Over the course of the past 10 years, researchers and experts from all around the world have achieved remarkable discoveries about the aging process and the elements that lead to the aging of cells. In order to slow down the aging process and avoid illnesses that are associated with aging, several treatments and therapies have been created. These treatments and therapies range from the study of telomeres, which are protective caps on chromosomes that shrink over time, to studies on genes and DNA. A number of medications that have the potential to reverse the effects of aging or increase the health of cells are now undergoing clinical studies. In the not-too-distant future, these procedures and technologies could be used on a massive scale in order to considerably extend people's lifespans. Nevertheless, despite the fact that this possibility can appear to be bright, it also brings up a great deal of moral and societal concerns. For instance, if humans were able to live for up to 150 years, what would happen to the equilibrium of the allocation of resources? The healthcare and retirement systems may be put under strain if the population were to age. To add insult to injury, would medicines that lengthen the lifespan be available to everyone, or will they be restricted to those who have the financial means to pay for them? What would this imply for the gap that exists between the wealthy and the impoverished? To what extent are people prepared to deal with the social and technical shifts that are coming? Time is the only thing that can tell. Another prophecy made by Nostradamus pertains to the commencement of a new ice age somewhere in the year 2024. When one considers the fact that the globe is now experiencing global warming rather than global cooling, this prophecy appears to be difficult to believe at first look. On the other hand, there are specialists who are of the opinion that a confluence of elements, including solar activity, ocean currents, and volcanic activity, might result in a large reduction in temperatures and a dramatic alteration of the climate. As the ice in the Arctic continues to melt, it may cause a disturbance in the Gulf Stream, which is responsible for regulating the temperature in Europe and North America. This disruption might result in winters that are colder and more severe. Furthermore, massive volcanic eruptions have the potential to dump a substantial quantity of ash and gas into the atmosphere, which serves to obstruct the sun's rays and contributes to the overall cooling of the planet. Famines, mass migrations, and political instability are just some of the potential outcomes that might materialize as a result of this event, which could have catastrophic effects on civilization. There is still a theoretical potential that a new ice age might start around 2024, despite the fact that this scenario appears to be highly improbable. It is essential to keep in mind that Nostradamus frequently included metaphors and symbolic pictures in his quatrains, which made it challenging to precisely understand his predictions. It is possible that he foresaw a dramatic change in climate, but he did not necessarily forecast an ice age. The repercussions for humanity would be extremely grave in the event that this prophecy were to come true. Changes in climate would result in significant shifts in weather patterns, which would have a disastrous impact on entire areas. This would result in widespread food shortages, which would have repercussions for the states of health, economies, and political stability all throughout the world. The impact on agriculture, infrastructure, and natural ecosystems would be immeasurable, and governments all over the world would have a difficult time adjusting to these new conditions. Another one of Nostradamus's prophecies concerns the likelihood of a volcanic explosion occurring at Yellowstone National Park, which is located in the United States. In the quatrain, it is stated that the earth will tremble, fire will come out of the sky, and new rivers of fire will flow to the sea. Although this prediction appears to be apocalyptic, Yellowstone National Park is situated on a vast volcanic caldera and has been the site of numerous notable eruptions in the past. A number of specialists are of the opinion that the Yellowstone supervolcano may erupt once more in the not-too-distant future. A catastrophe of this nature would be disastrous for humanity, since it would bring about severe climate change and a precipitous decrease in temperatures as a result of the ash and gases that would be discharged into the sky. It's possible that entire regions might be wiped out and millions of people could lose their lives. In addition, the eruption may have significant economic and political ramifications all across the world, as nations strive to find a way to deal with this massive issue. Another forecast involves developments in science and technology that have the potential to significantly alter the way we live our lives. In one of his quatrains, Nostradamus wrote, "The invention of a new machine will bring much joy to humanity. It will relieve them of their burdens and give them great happiness." Some people believe that this prediction is a reference to the development of artificial intelligence, robotics, or nanotechnology, technology that has the potential to revolutionize the way in which we work, communicate, and live. The most recent developments in these areas have already proved their ability to make our lives better and to bring about societal transformation. For instance, artificial intelligence is already being utilized in a variety of sectors, ranging from the healthcare industry to the financial sector, in order to automate operations, analyze data, and make choices based on that analysis. Nanotechnology and robotics are now being developed to assist in the treatment of diseases, the construction of infrastructure, and the improvement of our day-to-day life. It is possible that by the year 2024, we may witness even more remarkable discoveries in these domains, which may result in significant advancements in the sectors of medicine, education, energy, and transportation. However, these technologies create ethical and societal problems regarding the influence they will have on employment, privacy, and security, as well as the distribution of wealth. The rise of robots with superintelligence might potentially pose existential threats to humans if they are not handled in an appropriate manner. Another noteworthy prediction made by Nostradamus is that the year 2024 would see the discovery of life on other planets across the universe. The following is a prediction that he made in one of his quatrains. "At midnight, in a clear sky, a great sign will be seen. A messenger will descend from the stars and make his voice heard on earth." This prediction may imply that humanity is on the verge of making contact with an extraterrestrial civilization or discovering signs of life within the universe. The launch of space exploration projects in recent years, such as the James Webb Telescope and the Exoplanetary Survey mission, has led to an increase in the intensity of the hunt for life that exists beyond our planet. There are thousands of exoplanets that have already been identified by scientists. Some of these exoplanets are situated in habitable zones, which means that they could contain the circumstances that are essential for life to exist. Furthermore, developments in technology and artificial intelligence have made it feasible to examine vast volumes of data in order to identify probable indications of alien life. An event that would be considered one of the most momentous in the history of humanity would be the discovery of alien life in the year 2024. A finding of this nature has the potential to alter our perception of ourselves and our position in the cosmos, as well as to lead to the emergence of new ethical and philosophical concerns about our connection to other forms of life. As a result of humanity's efforts to better comprehend and interact with these extraterrestrial civilizations, may also result in advancements in the fields of science, technology, and exploration. Lastly, Nostradamus forecasted that the year 2024 would be the beginning of a big economic disaster. In one of his quatrains, he wrote, "The rich will become poor, and the poor will become rich. The great city will be overturned, and the course of the great rivers will be changed." Some people believe that this prophecy is a sign that the world is about to experience an economic crisis that is unprecedented in terms of its scale and impact. This crisis may have been caused by a number of different circumstances, such as inflation, mounting debt, geopolitical tensions, natural disasters, and disruptions caused by technological advancements. Furthermore, the consequences of the COVID-19 epidemic and the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022 are still being felt all over the world, which is producing economic instability and increasing uncertainty. In the event that this forecast comes true, we may witness the collapse of financial markets, the failure of enterprises, an increase in the rate of unemployment, and a decline in the value of currencies. Extreme measures would need to be implemented by governments all over the world in order to stabilize the economy and prevent a global downturn from occurring. Furthermore, this crisis has the potential to intensify social and political tensions, which might result in revolutions, public demonstrations, and upheavals in some nations. Therefore, Do you have faith in the forecast that Nostradamus has made for the year 2024? In such a case, which of the following do you believe will be realized? Please don't be shy about letting us know in the comments section. It is important to keep in mind that these forecasts are open to interpretation and do not guarantee complete accuracy. I want to thank you for viewing this video and emphasize the importance of subscribing to receive other forecasts and puzzles.